Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So go so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a love fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe, shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty, I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from the planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty, I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows, all I kept on saying is wow. If you touch as a breeze at night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl? Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing
kissing, make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What's going on? I know what to be still live, so I'm just gonna start. The show must go on. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. I'm also under the weather, so pardon me. I might sound a little funny, but there's a story we need to cover today, and there's tons of lessons we need to extract from this story. All right, and yeah, welcome back. Let me make sure that everything is good to go. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. This is a Saturday edition, so we just have one story to cover today. Welcome back. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. And what we do here is essentially we extract life, relationship, and marriage lessons, well, life and relationship lessons in particular. We extract them from trendy topics. Okay, so today we're going to be covering the Davido custody battle. Davido just got married like 2 weeks ago, or less than 2 weeks. So if you guys can hear me, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Okay, Davido just got married just a matter of less than 2 weeks ago. So wherever this is real, it's in real time. Okay, so we're gonna be talking. So I'm scrolling on the screen the information if you want a complimentary coaching session. All right, but like I said, my name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Okay, I'm just doing some house rules as we're getting through today. Hold on one second, let me see here what is going on here. Okay, there you go. All right, just do some house cleaning. Today is Saturday, so pardon me. I'm speaking to you. We're warming up. Again, we have this story. Hit the like button as you're coming in. Don't hesitate. But I'm also going to pin this link into the chat. So if you're interested in a private, complimentary, live relationship coaching session, my wife and I, we handle that. That's a service we provide. But we have a promo going on right now. So we are offering a complimentary 30 minutes complimentary coaching session. If you're interested in that, take advantage of it. There's limited spots. Shout out to Mo Fresh. You know the funny thing, Mo Fresh, right? I saw you in Auntie B's chat earlier on, and I was gonna be like, Mo Fresh, it's not good like this. So I have not seen you in the live. I know you've been watching the replays, but I've not seen you in the live session in the minutes. But I was like, let me leave Mo Fresh alone. She's probably watching behind the scenes. But shout out to you, Mo Fresh. So with that being said, let me do a quick shout out to all my sponsors. The first, of course, being Mo Fresh. Okay, so our sponsor, shout out to you. You can support our shows, this platform. You know, we're just trying to support people with their life and relationships to learn how to engage their power. Learn how to become a survivor, right? I know sometimes you've been a victim, and it's a very tough thing to ask you or to attempt to manipulate you out of your own, from your own experience. But what we try to do is to help you, empower you, so you can become a survivor, And there's a lot of people that support us in doing so financially, with the like buttons, with the share buttons, So like I was saying, we have supporters like Mo Fresh, we have Film Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Gores Corner, D Love, 3000, Yes TV, Chidema, Sparkleberry, and our brand new sponsor was Mary Fatono, who joined recently. You can join them anytime by simply hitting the join button and just join any one of those levels, and also you can sponsor any shows for as low as 99 cents with the super chat. Right now, this month, our goal this month is $250, by the way. This month we're up to $122.13 on the 6th day of the month, so it's a fantastic month. So you're helping us, you're supporting other people. There's a lot of people that actually can't afford our services, but you're supporting them because the complimentary session, somebody is actually paying for that, because I can't afford giving my time away for free. Go figure. All right, so hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, come live. We're going to be talking about this Davido story right now. Let me see who is in the chat. I have Uncle Beno. Are you ready for this basketballs? Team Sophia be Team Davido are coming, bro. Let them come. We did here. I did here for about 90 minutes, okay? But I want to cover some of the stuff in the news, and feel free to drop your opinions in the chat. If you can access the chat, it's because you are, let me see here. Let me make sure something. Because I set this up while I was on the road earlier on today. Oh, I knew it. All right, so I'm actually going to limit the access to the chat right about now. So make sure you're subscribed. You have to be subscribed for 5 minutes before you can access the chat henceforth. All right, so shout out to Uncle Beno. Shout out to D-Love is here, of course. Shout out to D-Love, and shout out to everybody. I appreciate you guys. So yes, we're going to talk about Davido. So let me give you a quick short what I know so far, okay? You know what? Don't let me do that. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I'm going to go through a timeline from the past 2 weeks. Shortly before Davido got married, in less than 2 weeks ago, about 2 Tuesdays ago, Davido got married, a big society wedding in Nigeria to Chioma, my lover, right? Aha. So we celebrated Davido's career. We don't know him personally. We celebrated the blessing is being a musician, being 001, they call him, of Nigeria's Afrobeat, right? Representing the world, selling Nigeria, at least from an entertainment standpoint, to the rest of the world. We celebrated that some 2 weeks ago. And we took a time because we kind of know that Davido kind of has a lot of drama around this his prick following him. And we know that these things don't shut down overnight. It takes a while, it takes a while for a man to get into a place where he will work on himself, and somehow he has to be consistent for much longer than a few months before that kind of drama will stop following him. So just a few months ago, he had the drama. A bunch of girls released his video on the internet, him crying and all that kind of stuff. We also know that he has a few baby mothers. Okay, we also know that with his baby girl, his main chick, who is now his wife, legal wife, Chioma, we also know that he decided in recent times to seal the deal and make her his wife. And like I said, we congratulated him and all that. So we know that so far. We also know that not too long ago, Davido unfortunately lost a son in an accident at his home in a swimming pool. So we know that part. But again, from about 2 weeks ago, here are some of the headlines that's been following Davido for 2 weeks now. According to Guardian Nigeria, Davido sues Sophia Momodu for daughter's Imade's custody. All right. This is according to Guardian, okay? This happened according to Guardian. So I won't be showing a lot of the pictures because I don't want to show the baby's face. I think Imade is her name. International award, I'm reading Guardian right now. International award-winning singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has filed legal proceedings against Sophia Momodu, the mother of his first child, Imade, seeking custody of daughter, as reported in Punch. He was seeking custody. The lawsuit lists Davido as the applicant and Momodu as the sole respondent. The case filed on April 17, 2024, so which is, like 2 months ago? Something like that, between 2 and 3 months ago, at the Lagos State High Court through his lawyers, Dr. Olaniyi Okebara. Okay, anyway, those names. Stated Davido's request for joint custody. She's requesting joint custody. That's a very important information. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Let's get going with that. Thank you. So, she's asking for joint custody. Okay. All right. So, let's keep going. Or alternatively, unfettered and unrestricted access to his daughter. Let me ask you right now. Leave your opinions in the chat because I'm going to come to it. Because I want to spend some time in the chat today. Okay. He's requested for joint custody or alternatively unfettered, meaning unrestricted access to his daughter. Okay. That usually means that somebody was restricting his access. According to a 44-paragraph affidavit deposed to by Davido, he stated that while he had a relationship with Momodu that resulted in the birth of their child, on May 14, 2015, the relationship ended several years ago while we resolved to take care of our child as biological father and mother. Davido stated that he has been the one responsible for Imade's school fees and the rent for the flat where Sophia and Imade live, and claims to have purchased a 200 million naira apartment at Oniru, Victoria Island, Lagos for them, which Momodu rejected and instead demanded annual rent payments of 5 million naira. If you've been doing fact checking and you want to correct any of this, I'm just reading from Guardian. Please put that in the chat as well. All right, and I quote, that it is on record that I have been responsible for the payment of all the school fees of my daughter to provide her with the best education possible and to meet all her educational needs without a hitch, Davido stated. All right. Now stay tuned because today I think Sophia has responded with an affidavit, 20-point affidavit, something like that. So I'm going to read that as well, okay? All right, excuse me. Pardon me. Where's my... pardon me. I'll be using... You guys are familiar with Aboniki? Yeah. I'll be smelling some Aboniki as we go here. All right. Hold on 1 second. I am under the weather, so pardon me. As a matter of fact, hold on 1 second. Let me get my inhaler together. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. All right, we're back at it. All right, so the respondent rejected. Okay, so he's been paying. Okay, so he's saying he's been paying. That I have also, this is Davido talking, according to the affidavit, right? That I have also been providing money for the rent of the apartment where the respondent resides with our daughter. The respondent rejected the offer to stay and live at the above described secured Oniru apartment, which had been purchased already, but demanded that I continue to pay 5 million naira annually for a rented facility as my own contribution towards my daughter's accommodation. She demanded to be paying 5 million naira. All right, so the Grammy nominee added that to ensure that Imade was well catered for, he provided vehicles for transportation, including a Range Rover Sport utility vehicle and a Highlander SUV, alongside funds for vehicle maintenance. He also mentioned covering expenses for Imade's nanny, healthcare, and international travel. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. He noted that sometime last year, he received a call from her daughter's school informing him that Imade had been absent for 2 weeks. And upon inquiry with Momodu, Davido stated that she began to make excuses and complained that the Range Rover SUV was not...
Here you go.
Thank you, baby. Thank you, my love. Bye. All right. She brought me my inhaler. All right. I think I feel a little better. However, she refused to inform me about that. Davido added, that's equal to the information about the said condition of the vehicle. I provided another vehicle, Highlander SUV, and in addition, the sum of 5.8 million naira as requested by her for the repair of the Range Rover SUV, making it 2 vehicles in the custody and use of the respondent and her daughter. And I quote, I also made commitments to pay for living expenses, the fees of the nanny to our child, provide medical and healthcare, insurance, and periodic international travel expenses and tickets. Despite these contributions, Davido claims that Momodu continues to make outlandish and utopian demands that frustrate him, such as an $800 monthly payment for a nanny, totaling $19,600 annually. Wait, let me read that again. Despite these contributions, Davido claims that Momodu continues to make outlandish and utopian demands that frustrate him, such as an $800 monthly payment for a nanny, totaling $19,600 annually. Davido alleges that these demands are part of a pattern of unwarranted cruelty that Momodu has inflicted upon him, causing him so much pain. He stated the respondent, among others, is demanding that I should pay the nanny she hired the sum of $800 per month. All right, we already covered that. That was the report that was reported by a Guardian on June 20th, 2024. All right, so I wanted us to make sure that we're covering this. So that was the report 2 weeks ago. Okay, 2 weeks ago. That's how this episode of their love story or their love and hate story, that's how it started. Okay, all right. So this particular episode was started by Davido, but it didn't start like that. They've been going back and forth for what? For how long? For a few years. I think some people are actually suggesting about. So they were lovers. She was, I think they said she was 26 or so, and Davido was 19. Okay, now in this last decade, many 26-year-old girls would act like 19. They think they're young, all right, and then of course Davido was blowing up, becoming a rock star that it is today. So they probably couldn't think straight. Now, right about the same time, of course, all of the noise around Davido's, right the same time as in 2 weeks ago, Davido's announcement of his wedding started spreading everywhere. Okay, so now in the last 2 days or so, what's her name? Sophia has fired back with her own response to the. So they're saying she filed a 102, not 20. 102 paragraph affidavit against Davido. So I'm actually looking right now through some of the headlines to find a more. Okay, so I see one here, say full report. Okay, maybe we should see if we can find the full report, and then you and I can dissect it together. Okay, all right, I think I see something here. Okay, let's see, 2 pages, blah blah blah. Okay, I actually see a high court document. All right, maybe I'll open that one. Okay, I do have an actual high court document here. 102. Should we go through all of them? Hey, voila, 102. All right, let me first of all come to the chat before I read the response. Okay, it's a long one, but maybe we should just do a full report today. Maybe we'll come back and take it even further. But let me see what the chat is saying. You guys are just listening. You're ready, huh? D-Love says, Sophia will need to get over her feelings on this one. It is in the mother's best interest to have scheduled time with her dad. Also, 5 million naira for what? Okay, so it's naira, not dollars, right? If you don't have a man, won't you pay your bills? It's Davido. D-Love. Let's just say, I agree with you, but it's easier said than done when you are the one dating a Davido. Right? Remember, you know the kind of obsession we have with fairness. We want everybody to be fair, don't we? That level of obsession with fairness, right? It's not fair. I use my body. Well, I understand. She might be like, this is my body that carried this baby, and you're going to pay dearly for it. Shout out to Miss Uju. Welcome, Miss Uju. All right. So, Mo Fresh says, as David is financially responsible for both child and mother, Sophia should allow him access to his child. But all I see is a lot of Kweku's blurred lines. That's a good point. A lot of Kweku's blurred lines and entitlement between the two of them. I like that angle. The entitlement between the two of them. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's going on. As to be expected. You know, that's what happens when two people that are engaging in Kweku's and pre-engagement don't know what they're doing. Regardless of if it's a sort of relationship or marriage, this thing will blur your vision. There will be a massive cloud, you know. But no, we're just getting started. Babes Win, welcome, welcome. I know Auntie B was just finishing. All right, so yeah, let's go. So we've read the Davido's affidavit. So let me see what. How was that even possible? All right, because I turned off the anyway. How was that possible that I just muted? You guys heard what I said so far, right? Up to now. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. Loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Yes? There was no mute point, right? Thank God I caught it on time. All right, great. So let's get into the actual report. Let's see here. So I actually have the document here. There's an actual document here. In the High Court of Lagos, in the Lagos Judicial Division, holding at Lagos in the matter of the Child Rights Law 2015, laws of Lagos State, Nigeria, in the matter of the custody of Miss Imade Adeleke. All right, so I, Sophia Momodu, female, Christian, and Nigerian citizen of Banana Island, Ikoyi, they give an address, do hereby make oath and state as follows. Number one, we're going to go to 102. You guys ready for this? 102. Number one, that I am the respondent and the biological mother of Imade Aurora Rory Adeleke, hereinafter referred to as our daughter, and by virtue of which I am conversant with the facts of this case. Number two, that I am the CEO of Bella Dawn Lux, a company duly registered in Nigeria and Atlanta, United States of America. Okay. Three, that I have read the affidavit in support of the applicant's originating motion dated 17 April 2024, and same is replete with untruth. Now, do you guys think Davido, knowing that he was getting married June 25 with that big society wedding, do you think it was intentional for him to have filed this like literally less than 2 months before that, 17th? Or you think it's just a coincidence? Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. Number four, that our daughter is a minor, 9 years old, and as her mother, she has stayed with me all her life, and I've been responsible for her welfare, upkeep, and well-being. Okay, shout out to the mother. Number five, that the applicant and I had begun a relationship in 2014, which led to the birth of our daughter in the year 2015. That we broke up in the year 2017, and sometimes in 2020 we made up, and the relationship was finally ended in 2022. Now shown to me and marked as Exhibit R1 are screenshots of my conversations with the applicant during this period. During what period? 2020? I think they made up in 2020 and finally broke up. Okay, so there was some conversation during that period. Let me see if I can find R1. I'll come back to that page in a second. Exhibit R1. Do we have Exhibit R1? I'm sounding like I'm in a court. I'm nobody's judge, Joe. Okay, I'm just looking at what I see online. All right, so okay, all right, we do have some kind of conversation here. Let me see. Okay, all right, so okay, yeah, I do see it. Okay, so it says, I'm just gonna read some of the conversations. Oh, there was a slight glitch, but you can hear me. All right, perfect. Thank you so much for that, Mo Fresh. All right, so she said, I found this cute, quiet Italian. This was 2020, December 27, 2020. She said, I found this cute, quiet Italian restaurant and we have to go there. Davido, according to this document, replies, okay, baby, call me now. She says, Zaddy, where you at? He replies, you better call me when you get home and go straight home. You're drunk. I'm not fucking joking. Okay. She goes, boo, I'm going home. Come back. He says, I'm back. I'll see you. And then he goes, let's have, he says done sex. I guess maybe it's a typo for phone sex. Okay, he corrected it. Let's have phone sex. Okay, this was December 2020. So now for all you detectives out there, who was Davido with Chioma in December 2020? Okay, let me know. I'm curious. All right, let's have phone sex. She says, okay. So, and then she sent a picture of like a dark picture. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at, so we can have some fun together reading through this. But also remember, we're here to learn lessons, not just screws. So don't just leave and making opinions off of one sentence. I say, if you do that, you'll collect. Okay, let's be careful. Let me share the screen with you. All right, this is Man of Prestige. What we do here is actually learning how to do relationship properly, not just cruise. Thank you. T for thanks. All right. What do you mean? You can't access my screen? Let's try that again. Okay, let's try another way. Let me see this. Okay. You can't access my screen. BT will kill me. Let me open the document into open file. Okay, let's try this. Okay, we can do it this way. Perfect. Can you guys see the documents? All right, let's go through it together. This is the document. Babes Win said you can't deprive him of his child and want him to pay bills without seeing or talk to his daughter. Other baby mamas don't treat him like that with his children. He visits and they visit him in return. All right, let's keep going. All right, so this is the document. This is a live document of her reply. Okay, so we're just going through it right now, and this was the picture I was just looking at on page the R1 exhibit. Okay, this picture right here is what I was just looking at. So she sent some kind of picture. Hit the like button if you're just coming in. Thank you. So this was posted on Instagram, I guess. Okay, and then he said, make I go like him. It's a school night, you still coming to see her? Okay, so obviously they were the same way. Here's what I want you to note here. The same way they leverage the children to continue to connect is probably the same way they will leverage the kids to fight each other when this kind of things happen. Should they do that? No, they shouldn't do that. Will an average person do that? Yes. I want you to manage your expectations when you enter that divorce court or your custody battle and you think like everything is just going to work out because people are going to be civil. You go collect to you go collect woto. Those of you coming from Auntie B, is Auntie B done? Let me know. Is she done with the show? Those of you coming from Auntie B, let me know. Is she done? Let me check myself. I'll check myself. All right. 5:35. We're in. No, Auntie B is not done. All right, good. Shout out to her. All right, so let's keep going. Okay. It's school night. You still coming? Hey, the new driver they got me just told this morning he has cancer. Okay. That's what she said. It's sad, right? So those were some of the conversation they've had. Now there's some other stuff here, but let me go back to where I was. I think I was at number where she mentioned, okay, was number 5, right? Where she mentioned exhibit R1. So we just went through that. So we're on page 2. I don't know how we're going to deal with this, but let's keep going. Number 6, that throughout the checkered history of our relationship, don't let me blind you with this. I'll read it to you guys, okay? Okay. Let's keep looking at that picture. That throughout the checkered history of our relationship, I always attempted to break up with him, as I was tired of his lies and unfaithfulness. But he always used the withdrawal of his fatherly duties and maintenance for our daughter as a pawn to force me to resume the sexual relationship with him. Okay, so what do you think is at fault with that? Okay, who should take responsibility for that? Keep in mind what she just said. I'm going to read it again. She said, throughout the checkered history of our relationship, this is what she's saying. Throughout the checkered history of our relationship, I always attempted to break up with him, as I was tired of his lies and unfaithfulness. But he always used the withdrawal of his fatherly duties and maintenance of our daughter as a pawn to force me to resume the sexual relationship with him. 7. That contrary to paragraph 4 of the affidavit in support of the originating motion, I finally ended my relationship with the applicant in the year 2022, after years of abuse and lies by the applicant. Okay? All right. Is that fair for her to say? I'm asking in the chat. Let's keep going. All right. Number 8. That before this period, I and the applicant have always jointly been responsible for the upkeep of our daughter. Number 9. That throughout the course of our relationship, the applicant has never shown true commitment or love for our daughter, as he always used the condition of my making myself available for his sexual pleasures as a precondition to visit our daughter or show some fatherly love to her. All right. Personally, obviously I don't know, but I think that's a major cap. Okay, I think that's major cap. Two things can be true at the same time. He can want sexual pleasures from you, but I think he can also love his daughter at the same time. And I think far too many times we have parents use this very same point to showcase terrible parenting skills. Listen, when everything is sweet and you are living in the same household and you guys are on the same page, that's not when your parenting skills is tested. It's when you're not on the same page, when there's crisis. That's when we know if you truly have parenting skills or not. Okay? No, yes, you can show parent. Don't get me wrong, that's not an absolute. But like in this moment is where you're actually being tested. Are you going to use your child? Right? Are you going to use your child as a weapon against her father? You know, and this sentence right here, this paragraph, is given a lot, right? You know, and there's that in between. There was no force, but also he manipulated me to have sex with him as in like you gave him sex, as like his firewood, right? Now keep in mind, Davido has access to as many sex with as many people as he wants. Does that mean he wasn't obsessed with this one girl? It doesn't mean that either, okay? Because sometimes a man can be sick and just be obsessed with this one person and just want to, you know, it can be that too. But I'm just saying, this situation, they have a lot of laughter moments in between them, and they were together, according to her, for years on and off. And somehow, she's painting a picture that she's an absolute victim right now. And this is coming in the midst of custody battle. So the credibility of what she's saying right now is going to be in a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions over it. Let's keep it at that. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. That's just my own thoughts so far. All right, so number 10, that the applicant, apart from his cravings for a sex slave, only comes around to spend time with our daughter when he wants to use our daughter for his media stunts or promotions. Okay, so up to now, I know Davido. I'm a fan of Davido. I don't know what that baby girl looks like, because as soon as I see her, I'm moving on. Right, that's somebody's daughter. I just don't pay attention. I know Davido has a daughter. I was honestly, the fact that whole idea that she's 9 years old is fresh to me, because I'm thinking the daughter will be around 4 or 5 years old. Because, and let's be honest, Davido fans, an average Davido fan out there, are they really paying attention to his family life like that? Or like, are we trying to cap that we don't enjoy Davido's music and it's just all about he needs stunts around his daughter? Yeah, I'm struggling with that, but let's keep going. Okay, all right, keep in mind all of this Davido is collecting in all of this, so it's collecting woto. The worst thing you can do is to drag each other through the custody courts. Okay, but let's keep going. 11, that the applicant has always been known to go away and stop communicating with our daughter, to stop making payment of school fees and or payment of maintenance for our daughter whenever I refuse his sexual advances. That's not far-fetched, by the way. That's possible that he was doing that. The reality is that a lot of men do engage in financial abuse behaviors. Sometimes they don't really see it that way until you show it to them that this is financial abuse. They see it as, I provide, and if she can't take care of me the way I need to be taken care of, then he needs to keep doing what he's supposed. Like what about me type of deal. They start competing with their lady, and when they do that, there's a blurry line between that and financial abuse. It's very easy to enter that zone. So a lot of men don't realize that that's bad behavior. So that's not far-fetched. That's very possible that he had been doing that. All right, but again, what are your expectations of Davido? Davido has no idea. Davido let me show you this. What I can tell you for free right now already is that Davido does not know women. Okay?
Oh, beauty!
He has no idea. Hit the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. Davido don't know women. Okay? And Davido is going to collect before he really learns. Unfortunately, when people haven't hit rock bottom, it's very hard to get them to learn. What they have is lots of opinions. But Davido go collect.
Sorry.
All right, but let's keep going. So right now, so far, there are levels of truth to what she's saying, but what she's saying is not outright lie. Like our experiences inside of romantic relationships, right? Is a ton of, like, it's rainbow colors, gray areas of all types, right? So depending on how you want to paint the picture, right? So depending on what side you're coming from when you're painting that picture. So it's not about me believing everything she says or not. It's the nuances. We gotta extract the lessons, because you too, you'll be telling the story so that other people can believe you. You can paint that picture of the same story, and somebody else will paint a different story entirely, because we all have different experiences, even in the same scenarios, right? There's some absolutes. Majority of what people say in all of these stories they're telling are basically just their own experience. That's why there's a court. They have to dig in through layer by layer to come up with something that's in the best interest of, guess who? The child. The child. So, but there's going to be a lot of manipulation coming from both sides. That's just the reality, okay? All right, so number 12, at a time when we were in Atlanta for the summer holiday in 2017, the applicant kicked me and our daughter out of his house where we were staying for vacation, even though he knew we had nowhere else to go. All right, I ended up squatting with a friend till I was able to get another accommodation for me and our daughter to complete our vacation. I believe that happened, but is that the absolute story? No, she probably told only half of the story. All right, it's okay though. Drink water. Let's continue. Number 13, that further to the above, the applicant stopped all forms of communication with his daughter and only resumed same after 6 month period of my entreating him to speak to our daughter. 14, that the applicant has always used the provision of maintenance for our daughter as a condition to keep me in line. And as a mother who wanted the best for our daughter, I tried my best to accede to the applicant's outrageous demands to ensure that the applicant does not cut off our daughter for his life. 15, that our daughter has been in my custody for all of her life, and I have never denied the applicant access to our daughter. Well, the restrictions can be interpreted as denial. Okay, all right. So let's, considering Davido is always traveling, he's always working, and what I've seen thus far, I've seen some reports around he needs 2 weeks. His family needs 2 weeks to be able to see the baby. Yes, even the court will help you finish that and say that's restriction. All right, let's keep going. But again, that's not to say there's no real reasons for that. A very good reason for that is that you're hurt that somebody took Bekus from you and rewarded you with limited access. That can do it. Let's keep going. That the applicant, out of his desire and convenience, has chosen to be an absentee father, probably because of his many other engagements, which he has always prioritized above our daughter and her well-being. Well, just the fact that he's literally what we call Davido, that can be painted as such. Number 16, that contrary to paragraph 6 of the affidavit in support of the originating motion, I have been responsible for payment of my rent for the house where I reside with our daughter, as the applicant has refused to provide a befitting accommodation as he promised for his daughter. I don't know. 17, that the applicant only secured a rental accommodation in 2020 in Banana Island, Ikoyi, and only paid for a year tenancy. Only, Jesus Christ. Anyway, at the expiration of the 1 year tenancy, the landlord on the orders of the applicant refused to accept payment for renewal from me, and I had to move out of the apartment and pay for another suitable one with my money. So he didn't renew the lease, right? He did the lease, he didn't renew the lease. That's what that sounded like to me. Number 18, that the applicant has always had access to my house to visit our daughter, which access he constantly abused by coming into my home at an inordinate time of the day or night on the pretext of visiting our daughter, whom he knew would be in bed or in school. That's a possibility, okay? That's a very good possibility, right? If you're still giving him bekus, okay? I know you think it's not your fault that you're giving him bekus, but let's continue. Let's just continue with that. If you're still giving him bekus, yes, man might come in at odd hours because he knew he was going to get the bekus anyway, but his presence, right? But after I get the bekus, he might also drop a $1,000, a $2,000, a 1 million naira by mistake, maybe sent a quick transfer because he was satisfied, right? Is that justifiable? No, I'm just saying these are possible things. There's other things that's possible. There's other things that probably happened there, but we can't, not because she doesn't want to tell us, but we can't fit it into a 65-page affidavit. You know what I'm saying? You're with me, exactly. Number 19, that when I noticed that the intention of the applicant for coming late at night to my house was not to visit our daughter, but to seek sexual favors, even after our relationship ended, I told him to desist from such late night visit, as our daughter would need to be in school in the morning, would have slept at the time of his late night visit. 20, that it was when I refused the applicant ingress into my house at ungodly hours of the night on the pretext of visiting our daughter that he decided to stop visiting or calling our daughter. And this has been the pattern with the applicant all through his relationship with our daughter. Whenever I refuse to be his sex slave, he will stop caring for his daughter and abandon her, and use the fact of our daughter's sadness due to his absence to force me to accede to his unwholesome demands. All of this is possible, okay? All of this is very possible. But let me come to the chat. They said 200 paragraphs. I don't know how we're gonna deal with that, because shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me come to the chat for a second. She says Davido is a badly behaved character. I think she's painting half of the story, but I think the after she's painting is very, very possible. It's very, very possible. But she's painting half of the story. At the very minimum, she's an enabler. Okereju. But let's keep going. Mo Fresh said, let's also not forget that Davido had an instant low-key court marriage with Chioma around that December 2022 or early 2023. That would cause Sophia plenty resentments because she was the first baby mama. Absolutely. A lot of what I'm reading right now is a cleaned up version of what resentment looks like. Absolutely. I believe every word she's saying or she says. All right. This is a reply. Let me just go through some of the main. Chidima, welcome. Chidima, good to see you. A drive to my city, good to see you. See, if Davido was truly sleeping with Sophia, she would have had another child for him during those times. That's not necessarily true. How did you conclude with that? You can have about 2,000 sex and not have one child. What do you mean? Can you elaborate, please? She said what she wanted us to hear. Exactly. She's telling us at most half. Okay? But she's definitely painting a certain picture here, and only the court can judge and extract some level of what's healthy for the baby, right? Only the judge can. Only the court can, and God help her. Okay? Welcome if you're just coming from Auntie B. It looks like Auntie B concluded her show. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn up your notification. My name is Ola. I am a marriage relationship coach, life coach. We help people navigate life. Okay? My wife and I. And you can download our books for free at manofprestige.com. This book's right here. Okay? All right? And if you're interested in complimentary coaching session, we have that promo going on right now. You'll see the information scrolling through the screen. D-Love says, in court, this emotional and relationship talk will be tossed out the window. Absolutely. The focus is the custody arrangement. Yep. I believe Sophia is right. However, the cocoa here is custody, not who played who. Thank you, D-Love. I appreciate you. David is a busy person that most is see the child once in a month. Is that too much? Why can't you people think of the well-being of your child and look beyond your feelings as a mother? It's a tough one. It's a tough expectations to have of people that that feel cheated. You know, the reality is that women have been conditioned to think that when they give kwekus, they are giving. Like the man is firewood. Like he's not giving something, right? Like it's not a shared experience. Nigerian women, especially African women or traditionally set up women, think this way. They think they are a victim when they willingly give kwekus. No, it's a shared experience. That's the reality. And the court will look at it that way. Unless you can prove that something was taken by force, that's how it's going to be looked at. It's a joint decision to have sex and have that child. And no matter how ongoing or how manipulative you are saying, you get to set boundaries. And if you're too weak to set boundaries, the court is going to assume there was some kind of value in it for you. And that's why you keep allowing it. Okay? So I believe everything she's saying. I also believe it's only 20% or less of the full story. And that's what most normal human beings do, by the way. She's not abnormal in that way. According to Google, Davido lost Ifeanyi in November 2022. So if he's still seeing Sophia till December 2022, is because he was with Chioma and they were planning wedding. All right, so we could have guessed that, right? But let's continue. Let me see here. Did I miss anything? You guys are still with me? Okay, good. Chi, you're welcome. All right, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Let's keep going. I'm still reading through the affidavit. I'm at number 21 right now. That I have never stopped the applicant or his family members from coming to visit his daughter, calling or reconnecting with our daughter. Okay, so she's claiming that she's never stopped them. Never stopped them. A lot of mothers who are in the middle of this kind of fight will say never stop them, but then they will put certain restrictions. And that restriction can be interpreted on the other side as stopping them. Because imagine someone like Davido who is in and out of town, and it's that same week that he has to be out of town, and then you're saying 2 weeks later, he has to come 2 weeks later. That will be inconvenient, right? And I understand it might be difficult because he keeps coming back for the kwekus. I understand that too. Number 22, that further to the above, the applicant's cousin visited our daughter during the Christmas holiday and the invitation of the applicant's first cousin. Our daughter had a play date with him and his children on at Farmview, a children's play club in Victoria Island at my expense. Number 23, that contrary to, so she paid for play dates and stuff, that's what she's saying. Number 23, that contrary to paragraph 5 of the affidavit in support of the originating motion, the applicant has not been faithful in paying our daughter's school fees, as when I ended our relationship, he stopped paying our school fees, and it was after I and my family members had reached out to many of his relationships that the applicant's father started paying our daughter's school fees, now shown to me and marked Exhibit R2. It's a screenshot of the invoice for tuition fees sent by the school. Okay, so Davido's father, Dr. Adeleke, paid the arrears that was due after, according to her, after Davido refused to pay. All right, I'm at page number 4. I'll come back to page 4. Let me see if I can find. Okay, so there's a receipt here. This receipt right here. Lycée Français Louis Pasteur French School, Lagos. Big school. How much was this? How much did they pay in dollars? Look at they pay in dollars. About $10,000 or so. USD. Hey, BC. US dollars, $10,000. What is this, a preschool or elementary school? Big school. Big school. All right, so that was page 20. That's page 21. We'll come back there later on. Let's keep going. All right, so right now we're at number, how are we doing? Good. We're at number 23. All right, let's keep going. Number 24, that the applicant defaulted as is usual in paying our daughter's school fees from year 2021, 2022, and by January 2023, the school wrote via an email notifying me that our daughter will not be allowed entry into the school except all outstanding fees from 2021, 2023 are paid off. Okay, so ideally, she would just remove that kid from the school and take her to a school. Ideally, in a perfect world, right? She would just be a girly girl, right? And just, follow. She's making money from her own brand deals, her own little company thing that she got going on, and take the kid to a school she can afford. Ideally, that's what will happen. In real life, that's not how it works. I saw Auntie B earlier on exchanging words really quickly. Auntie B did not agree, and I saw somebody say that's pure evil when a reality was painted. I want to bring that up at this point. When they say in love and war, all is fair. Do we understand what that means? Right? Is that a principle of life that people operate with? No, it's not a principle of life that people operate with. Do you guys understand what it means? Right? When they say in love and war, all is fair. Do you, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, do you understand what it means to say do you agree with this? Let me get your consensus on this first. Do you agree that in love and war, all is fair? Right? Come to the chat. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Do you agree that in love and war, all is fair? It was Uzo who said that on RTB's platform earlier on. Yes, Auntie B disagreed. Lady Uzor said it. Auntie B disagreed. And then somebody posted something that's pure evil. I saw that chat. I forgot what that person was. That's pure evil. That in love and war, all is not fair. The person said all is not with the cap. I saw it. But all is not fair. Let's dissect that real quick before we continue here. Because this is a major part of all of our struggles here. Chia says, I understand what it means. Tell me more. What do you understand about it? In love and war, all is fair. In love and war, all is fair. You've heard people say before, right? I just told you it's not a principle that people live with. I think it was interpreted as it's a principle that people live with. No, it is not a principle. It's not a matter of choice. It's not a matter of choice. It is not a choice. It is not a choice. That saying is not a choice. That saying is not a choice. Moment of lessons. Moment of lessons. Hit the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. Moment of choice. Right? Not moment of choice. Moment of lesson. It is not a choice. What is it if it's not a choice? That's the lowest a person can go, especially in this situation. People literally go to hell when you go low with them. That's the reality. Especially when it comes to custody. In fact, let me tell you something. I would never suggest that. But I remember my wife and I going through it some years back. And when she smelled it, like there might be a potential, she said, I will fight. You see, that's what say, well, I will fight you. That's where I got it from. It's a personal experience. She said, I will fight you if you try to take my children away. That's what she said. Now, is she going to wait until I try? Or she's actually going to try to defend herself up front? Now, if I had some kind of money laying around, some kind of assets, right? Like I have some kind of assets, like the name Davido, right? And she talks to a lawyer, knowing lawyers, right? Lawyers are liars, okay? Right? Lawyers are liars, okay? Knowing them fully well as what it is, right? Do you think they're going to be like, oh, let's play fair. Let's play fair. You know, no, lawyers don't even care about all of that. Forget it. You can play fair or fair as long as they're getting paid. That's what it comes down to. Especially if they see that, wait, the brand Davido. Oh, yeah. Wait, Ebony says, life is not fair. You got to do what you got to do to survive. That's not a choice. Survivor is not a choice. I agree with you, but when you say you gotta, it sounds like it's a choice. You will do whatever you have to do to survive. That's not a choice. You will literally do it. Let's dissect it. I know it's English. Sorry. Let's dissect it. Let's make sure the words are accurate, okay? The words must be accurate. You and I, no matter how much you think you're righteous or you're a good person, all of this and that. Me too, I think I'm righteous, even though I'm capping, right? No matter what, if you're a human being, you will do whatever it takes to survive. Particularly now, we're talking about emotionally speaking. People will do whatever it takes to survive, also inclusive of emotionally speaking. What does that look like when you remember there's another human being involved? Remember, there's at least another one human being involved. If it's just you, you can decide, you know what, I'm going to play fair with myself and life will be fair. You can just do that, right? Right? And then there's no wala. But when there's another human being involved, when you think you are playing fair, right, they might have fear, right? They might have anxiety. They might have a lawyer on the side of this ear and say, no, don't do that. No, they're going to get you. They're gonna get you. No. Trust me, they have it's about what picture you paint. So what you might consider fair, in your opinion, is actually unfair on their end. They see it as unfair, right? It's perception, right? And perception is reality. They see it as not fair. So now they are fighting you, and you're there, but I tried, how dare you? You try to do that to me. And then you're trying to play fair, but they see it as unfair, right? So it's your word against theirs, right? So that's why I say when people are going to custody court and they say, no, I'm just going to play fair. Me, I don't want contested. Don't do that to yourself. Yeah. You collect. Have a professional represent you, please. Don't do that to yourself. Okay? What you think is unfair is being received as unfair. Okay? When you are being, so they are now seeing you as the enemy. So they're trying to defend themselves. So now it's a mess. If you do that math, I know it's like math, right? If you do that math in your head, so that's what it means when it says, in love and war, all is fair. It's not a statement of I get to live my life on the principle like, no. No, it's literally the reality, period. Point blank, period. It's the reality. That's how this world is set up. That's why there are courts out there, because the system knows, the government, they know that at some point you're going to need their help. right? They collect your money, they'll help you, they will even offer you some mediation small. But at the end of the day, it might come down to they have to help you decide if both of you cannot decide. So the saying all is fair in love and war means that anything goes when it comes to winning in love and war. You're not supposed to be winning against each other, right? But it becomes the reality once you go into court. Even Yoruba people say, it's true to a lot of extent. It's true. Now, you need to first of all acknowledge that that's the reality before you can try to rise above it, right? I'm agreeing with you that you might want to rise above that, but you cannot deny, like just be trying to be in denial about it. That's the reality in love and war. It's not a choice, it's the reality. In love and war, all is fair. That's why you negotiate, right? That's why people negotiate. That's why they negotiate when nations try to fight each other. The same negotiation you refuse in the beginning, that's what you still have to do, because there's no court where you will go where you will say, we fight each other. So the bottom line is that the court will have to work with what's available too. They're not going to create resources out of thin air. They work with what's available, and you might end up in life with that's not fair, and then you're pained and you're bitter and you're sad because of your perception of life, thinking that you have unrealistic expectations of life, right? That doesn't mean you shouldn't play fair. What I'm saying is that you need to acknowledge first that people will do whatever they have to do to survive. When you come from that standpoint, you're enlightened, you're educated, so you are not caught inside of shock. End up with the shock you, right? So winning in love and war, that's what it comes down to. That's why I tell you guys, if you have a partner, a romantic partner, a husband, a wife, don't make them your enemy, indirectly or directly. It doesn't matter. Don't make them your enemy. Once you do that, that fairness thing will end up in the bottom instantly. Okay? Because you might be trying to play fair, but they still see you. They're seeing you as manipulative, as resentment, as like, no. They're resenting you because they see all your moves as condescending. They don't believe you. They don't believe you, and you're not paying attention. So you're thinking like, well, they're your enemy now, right? Depends on who think they've hurt each other more, right? Depending on what you've been listening to and all this kind of stuff, right? So in love and war, all affairs suggest that morality and ethics can be thrown out the window in pursuit of victory. That's actually the reality. Morality and ethics will be thrown out the window, okay? However, it is a cynical viewpoint, so let's acknowledge that as well. It's not the most pessimistic way of looking at, it's not the most optimistic way of looking at life, right? Because we all want to believe that people are trying to play fair, which is why we trust, right? That's why that's why we're disappointed when people betray us, right? Because we come from this very naive standpoint, like, we think the way we think is how other people think, right? And then we think when they don't think that way, they're evil. That's why somebody said it's pure evil. That's not accurate. There's just so much more into it, So now, in the context of divorce and custody battles, we're talking about expectations. The expectations ideally is that divorce and custody agreements should be made with the best interest of the children as the top priority. Both parties should strive for a fair and respectful resolution that minimizes emotional and financial strain. All right. But here are some evil examples, right? Hiding assets, right? People start hiding assets, or they don't appreciate their assets properly, right? So do you think Davido wants to go into a court and appreciate the value of the name Davido appropriately? With respect to the name Imade, because if the name Imade, you created that child. What is fair is that she lives in a multi-million-dollar mansion instead of Ikoyi Banana. That's what's fair, right? But do you think Davido wants to do that, even if he loves his child? Just think about it, right? Do you think he would think that's fair? Or he'll be like, no, a child doesn't need that. I just need to make sure my child is good, but a child doesn't need that. What if you mixed Sophia into that, and he knows that Sophia is not giving up the Kwekus anymore? Do you think he's going to play what Sophia considers to be fair? No, see how I just said that? It's not what's fair, but what Sophia considers to be fair. Do you think that's what it's going to do? What about rumors, right? What about rumors? Spreading rumors that literally damages the other parent's reputation. No, I'm just telling my story. I'm just sharing my story. Who cares? He should have thought about that. What about his reputation? I don't care about his reputation. He should have thought about that before he start inserting his prick in every pickles. Right? These are the conversations that goes on when people are emotionally engaged, right? And it's unrealistic expectation to expect anything more than that from human beings. That's why I said, don't fantasize about divorce. It's not fun, okay? Many times it's the most appropriate solution, but don't fantasize about that. You're better off working on your relationship than fantasizing about divorce. It's not a fun place to be. All of them now, everybody, including the children, everybody, pata pata. Come on, collect me, seriously.
Sorry.
All right. What about alienation of the children against the other parents? Right? It is a choice. Now, that part is a choice. But is that a choice that's driven? If you were to measure 80%, 80-20 emotions, is it logical or emotions? What's driving that decision to alienate a child from the other parent, right? If truthfully, a lot of examples I will hear sometimes like, well, my child don't feel safe. No, they won't say I don't feel safe. They won't say my child is not safe with you. No, they will say They will say my child is not safe. But really, what they're trying to say when you're talking one-on-one is that my child don't feel safe, right? The lawyers know not to put that in the court documents because they know you will implicate yourself, right? What do you mean the child doesn't feel safe? You're talking about yourself, right? What do you think is driving that decision to alienate children, right? As much as it's still a choice, which all of you, man or woman, especially women, you should be aware that this is a decision that a lot of women make that actually hurts the child in the long run. You might not see it now, but it hurts the child in the long run, right? When you make such decision, right, is that an emotionally driven or logically driven decision? Right? What do we know about emotionally driven decisions? They feel good now. They will hurt you. Not even forget the child. They will hurt you in the long run. They will hurt you in the long run. But there's a place for it in the court. The lawyers want to eat as much money as possible. They want to drag it out, especially when you have a name like Davido, right? It will look like they're helping you because it's soothing your feelings. You're dragging that person, the other person, as much as you can. But in the long run, the lawyer will be long gone. They might have even retired 20 years later. Where is Johnny Cochran now? Bye. Right? Where is O.J. Simpson right now? There's more to come than this moment. This moment, the whole point of emotional intelligence is understand that your emotions, for the most part, is not going to do you any favor. Okay, they're going to take care of you now and make you feel better. But when you wake up tomorrow, the problems are still there. The problems are still there. We're talking about in love and war, all is fair. It's not a choice, it's the reality. It's meant for you to have realistic expectations around this type of basketballs. Okay, lawyers are liars, I said that, but you need professional help. You need lawyers. You need lawyers if you are going to divorce court, especially if you live in Yankee. You need lawyers to represent your interest. It's not as simple as you want to do the right thing. It's never that simple. Okay, by the time you're starting to do the right thing and now you start to feel like the other person wants to hurt you, now you want to go to hell, right? Because now you've been betrayed. You have unrealistic expectations. You think they should want to meet you in quote unquote in the middle ground. What is that? Who's measuring that, right? Who's measuring that? Well, the person that ultimately measures that when it comes to custody battle is the court, and they're looking at the best interest of the child. The best interest of the child will come off as unfair to at least one of the parents. Okay? So the reality, let's talk about in love and war, all is fair. The reality is that children will become bargain chips. We shouldn't do that. We really shouldn't do that. You're right. I agree with you 100%. that we shouldn't be doing that. You're absolutely right.
Well, you're right.
But that's the reality. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really a choice. That's why lots of wisdom is required in all of this. It's sad. It's sad. I know. It's sad. Over here, children have to be exchanged at the court steps. It's the worst picture ever. You don't want to see that. It's just a thing you see and you just cry, right? Because somebody claimed they don't feel safe, or the child, they don't say they don't feel safe. They just say the child is not safe. And when they look deeper enough, people might have skeletons in their cupboard, and the court might decide that, hey, it's true. We need a police present. It's a very ugly picture. And then it traumatizes the kids for life too. Yeah, I know. Is there ways around it? Yes, there are ways around it. I'll tell you right now, it's not playing fair. It's not that simple. That's oversimplifying it. Okay? I agree with you that we should play fair, but that's not reality. Okay? There are ways around it. It starts with emotional intelligence. I know it sounds like broken record, but it starts with emotional intelligence. And sometimes your lawyers, you can't pay them enough to be sitting you down to help with emotional intelligence. Okay? I have a lot of my clients that the lawyer actually sent them to me because it's problematic. The lawyers, you can't pay them enough to sit you down and be helping with your emotions. And they will tell you straight up. They say, you're going to mess up this case. They tell you straight up. You know? All right, so we're talking about all this fair. I'll get back to the story in a second. I don't know if we're going to finish today. I don't know if we're going to finish today. All right, so all of this obviously will create a very toxic environment, and it hurts everyone involved, but especially the children. Okay? Divorce is a very difficult process. Okay? Divorce is a very difficult process. But anyway, let me get back to number. I wanted to address that before we dive into deeper. All right. So number 25 we're on right now. That after the above email, okay. Remember the last point is that she said the guy would not pay on and off, and Davido right now still doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to women. When it comes to romantic relationships, he has no idea. The only thing he's doing is buying. He's doing a lot of buying affection with money. Okay? That's also a choice. But a lot of that is driven by emotions. Money is, I don't care in what shame or context you say it, money is not a solution. Okay? Money is an instrument. Money is a means to an end. Money is never the end. And money will hurt you. Even if you are operating from a place of ignorance, if you are in any way suggesting that money will solve all your problems, it will hurt you. Oh, no. How do I say this? We'll continue to talk about that. Okay? Money is empty without the value of the end. How do I say this? Yeah, Davido is, naturally it's Davido, so he's gonna have to collect first before he learn. Hopefully his marriage will last and he's still there, and then he will learn, But a lot of what he's doing right now is just money, which is a lot of emotions. Money is driven. Why do we buy Davido's music? Why do we play it? Because there's a way he makes us feel emotionally. There's certain when you play yeah. There's some of you right now when I play yeah. There's a moment that you heard that song. That song reminds you of that moment. All of that is emotional, and all of that drives a lot of money to his pocket. Right? And then when you drive a lot of money into a man's pocket who is not prepared for the real essence of life, he has no idea what to do with that. He will try to use that money to buy everything he wants, and he will, right? But he's gonna get tested. He's getting tested in many ways already. But I'm talking about real life, on a personal level tests, and I think he's going through some of that already. But let's keep going. So number 25 says that after the above email was sent, the applicant's father, Dr. Adeleke, paid off. Okay, number 26, that contract. Okay, number 27 now, that we had reached an agreement to contribute equally to the rent of the house where I live with our daughter, but when I ended our relationship, the applicant refused to contribute his quota and insisted that he could only pay 5 million naira annually as his contribution to accommodation for his daughter, knowing fully well that this amount cannot pay half the rent for our accommodation in the community where I live with our daughter. All right, so now, logically speaking, if we're logical beings, which we're not, by the way, stop the cap, we're not logical beings, okay? We're not. We try to be logical. We attempt to be logical. We are capable of being logical. It's not sustainable. You have to keep checking it. Let's stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
We're human beings. All right? Me being here right now, yes, there's a lot of logical aspects to the decision to do this. However, there's a lot of emotional needs being taken care of as well. Okay? So why am I saying that, right? If we're being logical, she'll be like, this guy is a weary. Let me do what I can afford. So, but that's not how it works. Remember all those kweku that she gave away as far as she's concerned in all those times. She probably felt cheated. Like, hey, you're going to wife up the other girl, Abi. I'll show you shaggy. And the other one say, hey, money. I got the money. If money is the power that we're talking about here, she's lost. She will never win. Because Davido has money. Much more than she can probably ever acquire. I don't care how much she sues to. Davido has money. Not only that, Davido came from money. The father has money. So if all she's engaged with is the fact that she's going to get money or something like that, she's going to lose all the time. She's going to lose. But that girl has other types of power that she's not engaged with, obviously. She's engaged in the emotions. She's operating from a place of emotion. And the lawyer will help because also the lawyer has same money. The lawyer has seen money. Like, you know what? Let's drag this out as much as possible, right? Lawyers are good for what they do, don't get me wrong. But they move with... Greed is a bastard. Greed is emotions. Okay? Don't get it twisted. That contrary to paragraph 7 and 8, okay, of the affidavits in support of the originating motion, the applicants did not buy any house for our daughter. As such, I could not have refused the alleged offer for a house for our daughter. We know the nuances in that. I bought a house, it's on my name, but it's for our daughter. But they won't put that. Of course, now is the time, it's a good time to use the actual facts to fight him. Right? Number 29, that further to the above, at no time did the applicant inform me that he purchased. Hold on one second. That he purchased a property with 200 million naira for our daughter. That went via a letter by my solicitors dated 6th of June 2023. I suggested that the applicant may choose to purchase a house for our daughter in her name and set up a trust for her as a way to have a permanent resolution to her having suitable and safe accommodation. The applicant via a letter of 14th September 23 from his counsel informed me that the applicant will not buy any property for our daughter but will only contribute for the rent in the sum of 5 million naira per annum for ease of reference. Now, logically, she should accept that and go and contribute the rest. Find something affordable. Collect 5 million naira for the rest of her life. That would be logical, right? And if she was being logical, she can also engage some emotional intelligence and make you feel comfortable thinking he will get quickos. She doesn't have to give it, by the way. But if he keeps coming around, he will have hope, right? And then find a way. Maybe friends are around always or something like that. Or maybe there's a security and say, hey, Dave, you're at the gate. You can't come in. You can come in. We didn't agree to this. Document that, whatever, because there's already drama. There's a lot of drama around that, right? But no, 5 million naira is not enough. You know why? I'll tell you for free right now. That girl is not disengaged from greed. There's greed involved. She's used to a certain lifestyle, hanging out with Davido for all those years. The same thing she's accusing Davido of right now, she's most likely guilty of it. Agreed. Right? Logically, why can't she just go and settle for what she can avoid? I doubt it. That's not how the human brain is set up. Greed is a bastard. Okay? Greed is a bastard. Greed and fear, right? So the relevant episode, the 5 million naira, blah blah blah, right? So I'm not sure what we can cover here. What I want to do right now, we just covered 30 out of. Let me cover the last 30 here. Number 30. That further to the above, the applicant, contrary to all reason, requested that I park out of a secure neighborhood to a new neighborhood where he knows the security of our daughter will be greatly compromised. That's a good point. If you are Davido's daughter, it's unrealistic to ask her to go and live around her means. It's unrealistic expectations. Number one, because of greed that I mentioned. Number two, because of a real reason, security of a Davido's daughter. Right? Davido he's offended quite a few people that may just be out because also all that attention. Davido is a powerhouse, right? You don't want his first daughter to just live anyhow, anywhere. It's not as simple as how we like to put it as she should just be content in herself. No, that's unrealistic. If you have a baby for a Davido, that's unrealistic. Now, how does this translate to us regular people? Well, again, it's about addressing all of the variables, all of the different things that factor into your situation. We cannot cover that in these generic stories on YouTube. So running away with general ideas and translating it into your relationship is the worst thing you can do. You can get a little bit of piquing your interest here. We can create a nudge for you here and there, but we need to get into your personal story specific to you to come up with something that works for you. Don't hurt yourself. The loudest platforms on this internet street are toxic for a reason. Misery loves company. You need to be guarded when you're in this street. The same thing is applicable here. There's some things I will say that some people feel good about it because it's not necessarily good for you if it's not applied to your own personal story. Be careful. That's that right there. All right, so I'm going to run, let me see. Okay, I'm looking at the time because I have to be on time today. I do have a youth concert at church. I'm the music director, so I have to be on time today. We can't complete this story today. We can't. It's a big deal because there's so many lessons, but I think we've kind of extracted a lot of it, right? That it's not really as simple as who is right, who is wrong as always. I'm glad that message is really spreading, right? It's not about fairness. That's the whole point of in love and war, all is fair. That's the whole point of that. It's not about fairness. If you come from that angle, you will always feel cheated. And then when you feel cheated, you would hurt people, right? And then the other person, you never know. When you think your worry is big, the other person's worry might be times 20. So if you're not ready for that, then be guarded. Apply wisdom. It goes beyond who is right and who is wrong. All right. But I'm gonna dive in through some of the comments online. But before I do that, let me come to our own chat here. Oh, I know you guys have been going in. Oh my God! All right. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. So, if the payment of the child's school fees, a drive through my city MC, shout out to you. Say, if the payment of the child's school fees was was overdue, was paid by Davido's father, and the fees is now being paid by Davido's father, why is Sophia saying she carrying for the child needs alone? Well, I think she's talking about the motherly nurturing part of the care, which the worst thing you can do is compete with your woman in this respect. That's the best thing you can do, is to always edify and appreciate women for that. All right? Why? It's just bare minimum. Trust me, Baba. Just do that, okay? There's great benefits in it for you, all right? More importantly, you should appreciate women for doing that. Money, remember what I told you about money? Money will never match that. And it's not beneficial for you to think from that angle ever anyway, okay? But I think that's what she's talking about when she talks about care, okay? That motherly care you can't buy with money. So does that mean Davido's money or Davido's father money should not be appreciated? It should be appreciated. But the key thing there is don't be matching them to each other. You're not going to win that argument ever, okay? Chinya says, when it comes to relationship fighting, that's how it goes. Everyone brings out the boxing gloves. That's the reality. Yeah. So, or you don't bring it out first and then the person punch you in the wrong place and then you're like, oh, it's like that. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. And then you go back in and then that's how it goes. That's how it goes. You know, and that's why some people come back and they have disappointments. Disappointments come from unrealistic expectations, right? They feel betrayed because I never knew that this is how terrible this world. It's a cold, cold world. Okay.
I never expected it.
Yeah, it's a cold, cold world, you know. That's why I said when you're with a partner, see that same passion you felt when you're in love with them. Imagine that passion flipped inside out. No, they never loved me. Yeah, right.
He shot you.
No, they loved you, okay? You're just in the middle of basketballs and you're about to explain tired.
We go explain because no evidence.
Yeah. She's not the one paying any bills. The bills she is shouting about are paid by Davido's father to where I understand. You see how we're going tussling back and forth? Imagine them tussling back and forth. Remember, I have to bring it back to your personal life. Don't end up in this zone. Just that's the best you can do for yourself. Don't do that. Okay. If you end up in this zone where you have to compete money with actual care, the person that's seeing the baby from evening to morning and making sure they are safe every night, you go explain tired.
We go explain because no evidence.
No. You know, Davido gives me knock vibes. She is never going to win in this war. None of them are going to win. If they are thinking winning, none of them are going to win. You know the saddest part? The child is also not going to win. In fact, the child now has additional layers of trauma to deal with in life. And it doesn't really have to be that way. You know? I don't believe he's a narcissist, Ariola says. There really will be no winner because in the end, both will lose and the child will get hurt in this war. When two elephants fight, the grass suffers. That's absolutely on point. Absolutely. Yep. Let's see. Bazewin said, very shameless, using text message to prove a relationship when Davido actually dated his wife openly for the entire world to see. Then he says emotions. Yes, emotions is driving a lot of this. Emotion is at work, and you don't go to your partner and say that's your emotions. That's actually you being emotional. That's you lacking game. That's you lacking emotional intelligence. What you do is you first of all calm down, drink water, take a cold shower, and check yourself. Check yourself. That's what you do with that. Okay? Check yourself. Do I have my emotions under control? Do I have emotional self-control? Not in general, in this situation. Pat yourself on the back, say, no, I don't. Of course I don't, because my child is involved. Of course I feel cheated. You need to acknowledge all of that first. Of course that's not fair. But find help. It's not going to be as simple as turning off your emotions because that's also unrealistic. Let's see. Good morning, Ola. Japan is in the house. Shout out Jojo, our Japan customer. Welcome, Jojo. Good to see you. Don't make a decision based on fleeting emotions. Yes, when you are in those emotions, just go and drink water and take a shower. Trust me, heaven is not going to fall out of the skies. And you need to be careful with these lawyers. Know what you want. Their job is to fight for your interest. But you still have to assess what they're saying because greed is a bastard. If they engage their greed, they will help you destroy everything. No. But you need them because they deserve that. They've earned that. They are recognized in the court, and they have the skills to fight for your interest. But it's not their responsibility to tell you what you want. If you're operating from your place of emotions, you might get taken advantage of. If they see money, they see green. All right. And at that point, if you don't get that,
you get it. Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
Uju's Talk Show. Shout out to Uju's Talk Show. Please go and subscribe to her. I do attend our show in the background from time to time. She's a content creator. Please go support her. Uju's Talk Show. She says Sophia not giving him kwekus is their business. He can decide to stop giving her money to spend lavishly on herself. But when it comes to their daughter, he needs to provide for her. Good point. Good point. AG Ohio is here. She says, hola, prestigious family. Welcome, welcome. AG Ohio. Yes. Davido said, I got the powers. Sorry, money. Sophia said, I'm about to release my powers. Yes. Both of them don't know what they're doing. And both of them, they're about to collect. Okay. And Davido is already collecting because as much, it's there's a part of the I didn't get to that point yet, I guess, but I'm going to cover it from the highlights that I saw earlier on today. They brought in his son that passed away. Money can't buy fixing that, so it's already started. Imagine somebody bringing your son that passed away into this. Money cannot buy that. Using that your son to say that your own daughter does not feel safe, it's not safe with you. How do you fix that with money? I'm asking, how do you fix that with money? We have to be careful when we're dealing with money or suggesting that money solves problems. It doesn't. It's a means to an end. Okay, there's an actual solution that the money can buy, possibly, but money by itself can only go so low. Don't get me wrong, money is good though. Money can make a lot of things easy. Like money can give you options, I get that. But it does not do the work. You have to do the work. And that work will drag you woto too. And you'll be triggered. Yeah. You'll be triggered, you'll think the whole world is against you. Yeah. Let's also consider what the little girl is already used to. Yes, like I said, the security thing is real. People know who Imade is. Her face is on TV last time I checked, right? And yeah, it's not as simple as she should just go and move to Yanokpaja. Yanokpaja, Jari. Yanokpaja. It's not as simple as that. Like, please, I think I suggested Akure in Antibi's chat earlier on. No, that's unrealistic. Please, that's completely unrealistic. AG Ohio says, money is no all. Emotional, physical, mental, and reality needs of a mother are uncountable and nothing can beat that. It's just best to not compare. Don't compare it. If you want us to appreciate the money you bring to the table, don't compare it, gentlemen. Don't say, what about all the money I pay for? If you do that, you collect. You collect. Don't do that to yourself. Don't compare, but I pay the bill. That's not your angle. That's a weak place to come from. You're weak if all you have is money. Okay? Now, should women also manipulate? No, they shouldn't. Okay? But I'm just saying right now that women will multiply everything for you. Okay? That your basbos you're bringing to the table, they will multiply it, and you'll find out eventually that money is not going to save you. Because already that's the reality. Because if it was just as simple as money, you're rich, she's just going to shut up somewhere, right? How's that working? Not so good so far, right? Hold on. Sorry, I muted intentionally. I heard broken plates, so I had to make sure My people in my house are safe. Alright, so Babe Win says she said that her worst nightmare had happened to her because she doesn't want to train her daughter alone, which means she wanted to marry David. David Tilok Belu Chioma Lobaton. No, I told you, greed. Alright? Yeah. Greed. Sophia has greed in this. It's not a matter of choice. Once you've enjoyed that lifestyle, let's say it's a choice, she will make the choice also to be a part of that. Yeah, so she doesn't know what she's doing. If she doesn't humble herself, if Davido don't humble himself, everybody needs a lot of pressure.
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
Yeah. Good point, Ola. Mother's nurturing should be appreciated and supported, same way a father's providing should be appreciated and supported. Yeah, keep them separate lanes. Don't compare them to each other. Don't compete with each other. You will do that. Sometimes it's a sign that you don't know what you're doing. Seek help. Okay? Seek help. You will most likely approach in that angle first, because remember, you're thinking with your emotions and you're calling it fairness. Right? Yeah. It doesn't quite work out like that, you know? Yeah, no one wins. A drive says I have a question. Yeah, put a Q behind your question. I'll recognize. Just put a Q and a colon, a full colon, and then you ask your question just for future. But let me see. One blogger said it's disrespectful for Chioma to encourage Davido to request for share custody. It's wrong on every level. Do you agree with that statement, or that statement is unreal? It doesn't even exist. It's two adults who made a child together. I don't care what kind of encouragement Chioma is doing behind the scenes. She's not responsible for you implementing that encouragement. It's not her child. It's irrelevant. So I don't agree. I don't think Chioma is relevant outside the fact that she's the picked one. That statement is spelling out jealousy. Now in the worry you. I told you it's not fair, right? But that's not fair. She was doing something. I know she is, but you don't get to bring her in. Her words are not valid. Right? Encouragement which you have no proof of is not valid. By the way, I agree that, of course, she's influencing behind the scenes, but is it directly, is it indirect? I don't know. You don't know either. Let me see answer that Chidima gave there. First of all, how do you know Chioma is encouraging him? Are they living with them? Second of all, how is it wrong? It's not relevant. Completely irrelevant. You know? What evidences do you present to court if you don't have text messages? So the court is actually not interested. This is not a criminal case. It's a civil case. The court is not really interested. What the court is interested in is the well-being of the child. Are you aware of that? Waiting, Jojo. The court is not interested. Those documents of violation. She released text messages between her and the father. Those are violations in the grand scheme of things. Right? I know they're submitting it to court. It becomes public record. Is that going to help her? No. That's not going to help her. What's going to help her is for her to seek help, humble herself, so that they can get Davido to humble himself. Davido need to humble himself so he can get her to humble herself. It's going to start with one person. It's unrealistic to expect both people to simultaneously start. Whoever is the loudest should humble themselves, because the court, this is not a criminal case, it's civil. They will help you to their best of their knowledge. Okay, so yep. Chidima say, evidence of what? What are you trying to prove? This is spiteful behavior. At the end of the day, it's just spiteful behavior. That's what it's going to be. The court is not going to call it spiteful behavior. They just throw it out. They say, okay, oh, thanks for the information. Next, thanks. You're releasing text messages. The reason why the lawyers take those text messages in is because it's more money for them. Well, if it's here, I don't know in Nigeria, but you pay them by the hour here, right? The more, yeah, give us everything, right? By the hour. That's how it works. So you got to think beyond the obvious or what you read in books. You have to think beyond that. Think about people's interest. Think about the interest of the institutions, right? Ultimately, they have civil courts to help you when you don't know how to solve your matters at home. They will help you small, but there's only so much they can accept because you can't pay them enough to be sorting through your emotions, right? But they recognize it, they see it for what it is. It is what it is, So yeah, they will accept it. They will accept everything in. Chidema is ahead of me. MOP, civil cases still accept evidence. The type of evidence will depend on what you are trying to prove. They accept everything, of course, right? But yeah, it just makes sense that they accept everything. So yeah, so I adjust my previous statement. I don't know what I said exactly, but yeah. But in terms of how do you prove what, right? Prove what? It's like very the dark man, right? I prefer to call him very the dark man, thanks to Portable. It's like very the dark man asking for a DNA test when they're trying to, right? It's not that that's not going to be admissible, but to answer what question? We've had this conversation before, right? Yeah, so jealousy. But anyway, there's some other things here that I want to cover. Today, I won't be taking calling because I have to run to church. But there's some other stuff here. Let me make my screen bigger so we can address some of them. I'll address some of the headline. If I have a few more minutes, I'll address some of the chat or the nonsense chatting all over Instablog Nigeria probably right now. We'll address some of that. But let me know if you want us to do a follow-up so you guys can call in, so we can do a little, because I know you guys have all types of theory and what happened around this. I want to hear all of them, by the way. But if you're looking at this, this headline says Sophia Momodu reportedly files 102. So that's the report we made earlier on, right? And there's some highlights here. Let me just read the first comment here. This person, wish my dad fought for me like this. All right, so this idea that you see a grown man fighting for his child and you're not celebrating, you don't have any idea what you're talking about. You're oversimplifying a very complex situation. Okay? There's a big question here. Is he fighting for his child or that very sweet berry juice, brown sugar? We don't know. There's a big question. Stop the cap. I think Davido loves his child though. But it's not that simple. You're oversimplifying it. Wish my dad fought for me like this when I was a child. I would have been happy. He took up his responsibility when I was 17 years, but still my mom didn't deny him access to me. She always makes sure I always check up on him, even though he once abandoned us. Up to date, he isn't talking to my mom. Neither did he apologize for leaving us, but life goes on. I love my mom a lot and she has sacrificed a lot for me, which I always remember that. Let Sophia leave the past behind. I know it's painful, but he should try. That's your experience. It's never that simple. It's never that simple. When a man can also leave their children just to self-preserve. I want you to write that down somewhere. A man can leave their children because it comes down to survival. Remember we started with that? You have no idea the shege some people have seen. Some people have seen shege in this relationship thing.
Sorry.
Me, I suggest self-preservation first, always, right? But self-preservation doesn't always have to equal to abandoning your children. But when you're talking about mental health and emotional health, it's much more complicated than coming from an angle of right and wrong. That's all I'm saying. But shout out to that person's experience. They're speaking from experience. All right, so Imade's father, okay, so Davido posted this. Imade's father said, you're constantly bringing up the death of my child at any point you can to just remind us of this tragedy that haunts us every day of our lives. Imade will grow up to see I fought for her. As for now, you can have her. So he's giving up on the case. That's what it sounds like. P.S. She wouldn't be a child forever. Enjoy. Imade Aurora Adeleke. Your father loves you. There is no doubt that Davido loves his child. I don't have any doubts around that. That does not negate that he also loved the Kwekus. What did I do? Why am I seeing all these emojis? Jesus Christ. Let me come to the chat for a second. Why am I seeing all these laughing emojis? What did I do now? Kinimoche. Oh, the quick description. It's real now. Listen, the quick will make you think twice before you do the right thing or the wrong thing. Anyway, Quickus is not anybody's mate. Let's just get that straight. Well, the Pricks is not anybody's mate too, but I don't have any experience around that. But me as a man, I can tell you that Quickus is not anybody's mate. Okay. Anyway. No, I don't have any plan to have any experience around that. Anyway, so there's no doubt that, but you can see my comment there. I think you should keep fighting. It's how you fight and who you're fighting. Don't fight the mother of your child. You should fight, but don't fight the mother of your child. Okay? Whatever you do, don't come from a standpoint of fighting the father of your child or the mother of your child. Use the system. While you're using the system, in the middle of the process, it can be received as you are fighting the mother of your child. But you have to have foresight. The end goal is that you don't want to be fighting the mother or the father of your child. Nobody's going to win. The only people that really win is the lawyers. See, so now Bhagavat came out of nowhere to come and say our own part. MOP don't have plans with her. No, I don't. Okay. You fought for her and she will always see all the dragging back and forth with her mom. Yes. Keep fighting. Don't fight the mother of your child. Don't give up on fighting. Learn how to use the system and the resources available to come to an amicable resolution. That's going to be rough. That's not going to be simple. But I would definitely suggest to all the Davidos out there, don't give up, because that child, you see that comment we just saw earlier on, might end up telling the story from the standpoint of my mother sacrificed a lot. I know we say nothing is erased from the internet. There's a level of lie to that. There's more content coming on the internet all the time, and some of those stuff will be erased by new content coming up all the time. We're talking about 20 years from now, 50 years from now. Nobody's going to be digging back. Most people are not going to be digging back. Even if they dig back, you could just shalaye it. It's their experience that they will use to describe what they think is the truth. That's the reality for all of us. So don't give up. I encourage all the Davidos, don't give up. But please don't fight the mother of your child. You're not going to win that game, but you should keep fighting. Because that's what life is, fighting. But get the right people on your team. Like the mother of your child. Get them on your team. Bro, if you don't get the game, get them on your team, bro. Don't fight her. Jesus Christ. I know it's difficult because you feel hurt. You feel like it's unfair, right? And it's easier said than done, by the way, of course, right? But don't give up. Just take a deep breath, take a shower, drink some cold water, eat something you like to eat, go out and take a nap, wake up tomorrow morning. We're going to be here. You're going to feel a little bit better, but you get back at it. Keep fighting for love. Keep fighting for your children. Keep fighting for the right thing. See, I'm not against the right thing, but it's how you fight that makes the difference. Sometimes you're fighting yourself and you call it you're fighting. A drive through my city say I'm a single mother myself. Shout out to you. It's a rough one. I hope they resolve this one day. I hope so too. So if we say text message should not have been provided, why will the lawyer file this with our countersuit? I'm not a lawyer, but asking. There are many reasons why lawyer file stuff, okay? But the lawyer's interest ultimately is that this is what they do for a living. That's ultimately. But also they have reputation, right? So I'm not saying they're just doing anything for money. But it's a balance between the two. But greed is a bastard. I've said that a few times in this session, right? If there's enough greed, then they will help you drag your partner. Like what I'm telling you is that dragging your partner or dragging your co-parent is not always in your best interest. It's for sure not always in the best interest of your child. It's almost never in the interest of your child, right? And that's part of their job, to help you drag. Remember, they're fighting for your interest. So how do you find a sweet spot there? So the lawyer's job is to help tell you to bring everything, right? How they're going to submit everything, right? So, but they are also like that. It's a very tricky thing, okay? It's a very tricky thing. So I will say it's a case by case situation, but those text messages, I don't know, you know, I guess she's trying to prove that she's been paying for something, but she proved that Davido's father has been paying for it. So I don't know, we're still going. Remember, we read 30 out of 200 paragraphs, you know. But Davido, this is real. This text message you're looking at on the screen is real. I feel it's pain there. Don't give up. Don't give up. This doesn't mean Sophia is the enemy. That's not what this means. That's the easiest angle. There's at least 50% of the internet right now sees it that way. But that's easy. Anybody can see one side or the other, but it's not that simple, right? Let's take a little deeper dive into some critical thinking, all right? Somebody said, leave sentiments aside. All Sophia's reasons are valid, and the law should grant her rights. Bravo to you, Mama Imade. God got you in this battle. That person that just talked, they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea. And that's okay, but they don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, this is some of the screenshot that we didn't get to that she released. If you look at this one, say, good evening, sir. I spoke to Uncle Dele. Thank you very much. This is her sending a message to Davido's father. Let me show another screen while I'm reading that to you. I don't want to show the baby's face. She said, I spoke to my uncle Dele. Thank you very much for your warm invitation and including Imade. Okay, kindly note that this is not to isolate Imade from family activities, and just to reiterate, the invitation is welcome and appreciated. However, in the future, we would require you as a normal human being, not a lawyer now, not your logical hat on right now. You as a normal human being, you are the grandfather of the child, and you see require, and you're not triggered immediately. I'm asking for a friend. Let me come to the chat. And you see require.
Stop the cap.
Can you stop the cap? Sorry for the inhaler. Excuse me for today. I'm trying to make sure I don't sound funny. I probably sound funny already because I'm under the weather. Require. Amy, require your papa. Right? Amy, require my own granddaughter. You require me for, I don't know what you are requiring me for. Right? I don't know what you are requiring me for yet.
You doing what?
You require. Amy, require. Okay, let's continue reading. Even me, I was triggered. Even me, I was triggered. Right? Shout out to all the people that hate when they say they're triggered. You'll be all right, okay? We would require ample notice of at least 2 months, as well as Imade's father carrying out his parental responsibility stated in the legal documents labeled child maintenance, which was shared with his lawyers on the 24th. I believe this would build trust. And so everything she said before that is just abosina. That's what somebody, that's just basically... she was basically what's the word I'm looking for? She was it's another word I'm looking for, but it's condescension, you know. It's condescension. That's what she was doing there, you know. But I'm forced to have to schedule another session here. Is that bossy? So she started all of that, and then she goes to require, and then I got triggered. And I've been on that. I'm still triggered for the last 60 seconds. I'm still triggered. My own granddaughter. You require. Even if everything you said after that is right, I didn't get to it.
Oh, you're right.
But I couldn't get to that part. You guys are dragging me now. Why are you dragging me now? Even our last dose is trigger. I'm done. I'm kind of done. I think we should do a part 2. You guys think I should do a part 2? Shout out to all the 52 people in the chat. I appreciate you all. I am the 53rd person because I'm monitoring here. Shout out to all of you. I appreciate you. Go papa. Yes. Required. Hear me, required. I'm required. Just patronizing. That's the word. Patronizing me as the guy like Ogbemi, what jammy. Ogbemi, just to disrespect. It's like saying, but Agbaya, come here. You said, but I say Agbaya, come here, but I require. Normal human beings are triggered. I'm trying to set proper expectations for you around human emotions. Human emotions are human emotions. When you engage emotional intelligence as a student, you become the top 3% of human beings in this world. It's easier said than done. You're going to require a lot of patience of yourself, not of the other person, of yourself, because you'll get triggered in and out of this type of stuff. You require help. It's impossible for you to do it on your own. Okay, I'll say almost impossible. Some people are strong enough to do it, but most human beings require help, support over a period of time, because the people that will trigger you the most are the person you're having sex with. Yeah, that's the reality. All right. Do you guys require me to come and do part 2? There's more to this story. We didn't cover it yet. It's not over. Okay. Do you guys require me? Don't worry, I won't be triggered. Do you require me to come and do part 2? Because now we have to leave. It's a child now. Is it because the man has money? Why didn't he? Mark. Why didn't he talk to his son to behave and talk with this child?
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right.
Listen, I don't want to. Mark, I'm with you on that, but at this point in time, because of my nose and the fact that I have appointments, I just end up
You go explain, because no evidence.
I'm required. Let's end it here for now, okay? But we have complimentary live relationship marriage coaching sessions as a promo going on right now. You can send a text for request to +732 305 8577. What is scrolling on the screen right now. Do me a favor, on your way out, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, okay? This is about custody battles and divorce, romantic relationships, and we didn't really get to a solution today. I mean, there was some hints here and there that I dropped, but I would really like to require myself to come back to cover a part 2. All right, let me look at my schedule tomorrow. Oh my God, it's not good. It's not looking good. Oh, you know what? All right, let me lock this in for you guys. Is tomorrow the 7th? All right, let's lock this in. We'll do part 2 tomorrow, but we'll be 1 hour late because I do have the hour before that locked. Let me lock it out. If you're my client, we've opened up some spots on the calendars for you guys, so you can check out the calendar. MLP live tomorrow. All right, let me lock that in. Boom, locked. 6 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be back here. Yeah, I've finished my dose, so I think I should be better tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody. Thank you everybody who was here today. You require me back. Okay, so tomorrow I'll keep the PDF document open. I think we're at let's continue from number 31 tomorrow, because there's so much more in what she said. Yeah, number 31. Yep, I'll leave it open right there, and then we'll continue from there. Yeah, so much more. Yeah, man, Jesus baby. You know now. I told you I'm a Jesus baby. All right. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back here at 6 p.m. tomorrow. All right. See you on the next one. Peace.
We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.